phenomenal player when he's at his best, particularly in the big games. I was wondering, do you hope that maybe being captain will sort of bring out a bit more consistency in his game as well? Because sometimes he can be a bit up and down.
Yeah. Of course, I've looked at Romero from the outside. So what you say there, I haven't noticed as much. I know I see a very big, not a big and good player, but a very good player. What I like about his, it's why I've chosen him as a captain. I think his leadership qualities when he steps on the pitch. There's a big respect around him from the players. Off the pitch as well. He also sets the standards, and then I think it's fair to say, no matter what they are. He's 27, I think. There's a few probably a little bit older than 27. So even myself, when I look back at myself at 27 years old, of course I thought I could do everything, but I also found out that as a leader, I'm 1,000% better now. So he also needs to learn and become better and better, and I'll do my best to guide him.
Obviously, his aggression is sort of a big part of his game, and I guess he has that sort of mentality, that sort of tenacity almost. I mean, is that something you want the team to kind of pick up on as well from him?
Yeah, I think the way his aggressivity is phenomenal. He's fantastic in these duels. When he gives that to team, I think it's it can transform the team and give energy to the team. So I think that's extremely important.
Why did you wait a little bit more time to make that decision? Did you sort of want to talk to him about it?
Yeah, I also think that there's a couple of things. The captain before was Son, so. Just as a small details, I would have picked Kuti no matter what, but he was still there. So also, I know the players, but I don't know them. So that was also part of it.
I was asked about Mickey Van Den as well. He's obviously had a few injury problems here at Spurs. This is the first time we're going to see sort of 2 games in a week, which is obviously going to be a common thing all season. Do you think physically he is capable of playing back-to-back, big weekend? As the season goes through, or is that something you're going to manage?
So this is the second game. I'm convinced he's ready for tomorrow, and I don't think it'll be a big shock, but he will start tomorrow. That is something we will build and look very much into, because of course I'm aware of the injury challenge there was last year.
And Solanke, is he
He's available for selection, yeah. Let's see. But let me put it this way, he's shorter than some of the other players.
Yeah, Alex.
During your time at Bremen, very good at kind of punching upwards, be it City, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, etc. And again, I suppose proved that again on Wednesday against PSG. I suppose naturally the biggest question around you as a coach, because we haven't seen it in the Premier League so far, is whether you can go into the matches as kind of the stronger side and kind of take care of the challenges like Burnley in the week. Are you seeing that kind of, are you feeling like you're building towards that so far?
It's definitely something, of course, I'm aware of, that we need to be dominant against a lot of teams in the Premier League. That's definitely the aim and the plan. I think the 4 teams we played, last 4 teams we played was Bayern Munich, PSG and Arsenal, and of course Newcastle. We take the first 3, all of them probably among the favourites to win the Champions League title. So slightly different games, and Newcastle a very, very good team. They finished 4th, I can't remember, whatever, but higher than us. So the different games, more even games, or them slightly on top in terms of possession maybe. This is a different game tomorrow. I'm completely aware of how we want to deal with it. I know it's a while ago, but the 2 years in championships before we got promoted, we scored the most goals both seasons and were one of the best offensive teams. So I got a clear idea of how I want to do it, and of course now it's up to me and the staff to implement that into the team.
I suppose week to week, because you have to, obviously there's the cups and stuff, but not having to contend with the Champions League, and a club like Spurs puts as much emphasis on the Champions League as it does the Premier League. I suppose then on Wednesday as well is a good example of you kind of building almost like a bespoke tactical plan to play against PSG and something that worked. Might have challenges kind of doing that frequently with so much pressure. How are you kind of contending with that?
Yeah, of course, I would love to have a few more days, but that's reality. Also, I think it's fair to say that quite a few times have had short turnarounds many times before, so I'm convinced we'll find a plan for that. Of course, it's extremely short turnaround, but that's part of it. That we do that sometimes. I think PSG, they're playing tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, so I don't know if there's a difference between that. But no matter if you have 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, 4 days, we'll be ready.
Matt?
The three-man midfield on Wednesday sort of worked really well against PSG. Is that a midfield in terms of, I guess, the makeup of it that can work in games against Burnley, or are these sort of the games where the absence of Madison and Kulusevski, those gaps become more apparent?
I think I really liked the performance from all three midfielders. I thought they did very well, as you said. I think I will also, depending on the games, change a bit if I think it's the right thing to do to get, let's say, more offensive, more defensive players on the pitch, or players with different profiles that can help. And of course, I think Kulusevski and Madison are two exceptional good players that have that extra bit of creativity and decisive moments in them, and I would love them to be available for tomorrow, but they're not. We'll have solution ready, and we'll have a plan for that.
And earlier in the summer, when the decision was being made over Andrew's future, there was a lot of talk about how popular he was with the squad, what impact getting rid of him could have. The performances so early, sort of in your reign, like Wednesday, show that you already had that buy-in from the players. And I guess, almost, were you a bit surprised with how well they adapted to the new system that quickly?
That's a good way. Let me put it this way: I'm very happy that they were performed well and they took on board the ideas. I think it's a very good group of players. I think they're a good group of people. They want to compete. They want to win. They have a great togetherness in the group, which I'm very happy with. And they wanna fight for each other.
And last one, we obviously saw Kevin Danso's long throws and what a weapon that could be. Did the auditions you have earlier in the summer sort of throw up other people who can play that role, or is that sort of going to be something we only see when he is inside?
Let's see. But the plan with that, let's say, throw-in audition was definitely very, very big focus on the PSG game. Already knew back then that I would do that against PSG. So that was an early plan. It's a weapon. So I think in any game you go into, you need to have as many weapons as possible to try to score a goal.
John?
Hi.
You seem to have inherited a strange situation where there's going to be a fan protest as well. And you just won a European trophy and you almost won another one. Yeah, some fans are going to be out there protesting, saying it's some real failure. What can you make of that?
Why are they protesting? I don't know.
I think it's because there's only one side. And also that job of season ticket prices.
Yeah.
Have you got a message?
Good question. Two things. One, we need the support of the fans, of course. The team needs the support of the fans, which is, as far as I have seen and heard and experienced in the past, been very good. They always support and back the team. So that we need massively tomorrow. It's a new season, it's a new beginning. I'm pretty sure the game tomorrow will not be straightforward. I would love it just to be easy, boom, done, job done, clear win. But we're going to face a Burnley team I have hugely respect for. Scott Parker, his staff and everyone, what they do there. So throughout the game we need the backing. What I see internally, I just see Daniel and Vinay and Johan working night and day to do everything they can to strengthen the squad. Did you want more than one signing before the season started? I think if we want to strengthen the team, I think I don't think there's one head coach that don't want the players in as early as possible. But I also been in the game long enough. It's not that easy. Even I don't know how many times in Brentford when I've been there, and I think a lot of people have praised how they've done it. Where I thought, okay, done, and then 2 days later, no, not done. So it's not that easy.
What's your perception of the squad before you came, not having analysed them at Brentford, and what have you learned the most from working with this squad?
I think what I learned is that I think that I think they had a very, because of how the season turned out last year for various reasons, both the challenges and the success in the end. There's a big togetherness. They're tight. They're together. I think that's a foundation for more success, and I think the willingness to want to improve.
Jake.
Just to follow up on fans, there were points last season where it got quite toxic during games inside the stadium. Issues with the board when the team was struggling with the sort of bubbling into the stadium. Would you prefer it if that doesn't become the case again this year with the fans? If they have differences with the board, they keep that to the outside, maybe the fourth game?
I think without the fans, we're nothing. We play for the fans. The plans of the fans are hugely important for us. Personally, I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow and to lead a team that in front of the fantastic Tottenham fans. So that's actually what I'm looking forward to. That other question, I think I'd like to think a little bit more about before I have a qualified answer for that.
On Romero, there have been questions, a lot of stories about whether or not he was going to stay, a lot of stories linking him with other clubs. Accusations as well last season at the point that maybe he was more committed to Argentina than he was to Tottenham. Giving him the captaincy, would you hope that would put any of those doubts to bed and show that this player is committed?
I would say I've worked with him now closely for a little bit more than 5 weeks. Seen a very committed player that trained very well. Staff members have said to me that I've never seen him train that well. So he's in a very good place. I see a player that want to lead the team and push the team.
He's got 2 years left on his contract. Would you hope that maybe this as well as the first step towards making sure that he's here for the long term?
Yes. I was thinking when I name a captain, it's because I think he's the best, no matter what can help the team now and also in the future. So it's not really linked with the contract situation, if that makes sense. Of course, he's a very good player, so I'd love him to stay for longer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the sun.